Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Cedric and I'm excited to be your host for this new video about the Avonni components. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the Avonni calendar with the query data source to make sure that the calendar can be reactive with other Avonni components. So let's dive into an example right now. So the example we are going to build today is this one. We have a screen flow featuring two Avonni components. On the left, we have the Avonni Data Table displaying just a list of opportunity. And on the right there, we have the Avonni calendar that is displaying a list of events. But the thing is, the Avonni calendar is communicating with the selection I made on the data table. For example, if I'm changing the opportunity selected, it will automatically refresh the calendar with the event based on the selection I made on the data table. How I'm able to do that? Because I configured the Avonni calendar using the query data source to make sure that the calendar is working with reactive screens. Let me show you how to set up that from scratch. So this is our screen flow. Let's open the screen element, and right there, let's select the Avonni data table on the left to open the component builder. I already set up the Avonni data table to display a list of opportunities. So it's basic setup. What I did is regarding the data source, I use a query data source to fetch all the opportunities, and then I just drag the column or the fields on my data table to configure the look and feel of this. The thing is, you need to make sure that the max row selection setting is set to 1. So with that, you will have radio buttons right there to be able to select only one opportunity on the data table. If you don't set up to 1, you will have checkboxes, which is not what we want on our use case, because we want users to be only able to select one opportunity at a time. So make sure to set the max row selection to 1 on the data table. So before dragging the Avonni calendar right there on the right panel, we need to create a new resource, a new formula variable resource, to make sure that the calendar will be reactive and will display event based on the selection made on the data table. So we create a new resource, formula, let's name it opportunity filter, data type text. That's the syntax I'd like to use for my formula. And between the and signs, we will go insert resource, select the data table screen component we added, first selected row, and now select the opportunity ID. So basically, this formula will dynamically push the WhatId based on the first selected row ID on the data table. We can change syntax, done. Now we can go back on our screen element, and this time we are going to drag the Avonni calendar. Let's name it calendar, open component builder, and what we need to do first is use the data source section and configure the query mode. So let's query the event object. And now for filters, I need to filter dynamically event based on the selection I made on the data table. And for that, I will select mapped and map that to the formula I just created before, the reactive formula. And now I can configure the data mapping. So for the title, I will select subject, resource name, it's the assigned to ID, label calendar name, let's select start date, time, and date time. And you can adjust other settings into the Avonni calendar. For example, I will adjust the selected time span. I want to display the week. For header, I like to say caption related events. Let's select an icon right there. Perfect. And we can also fine tune the look and feel of the calendar. If we don't want to display the resource filter, we can hide that as well. And if we want, we can also add buttons action at the top. So let's say add a new action, new event. So this is creating the button new event. Now, because the button is created, I can go on into action and select on toolbar, add toolbar. Let's select new event. And what I like to do is I like to open another flow. I already created a flow to create a new event. So it will be the new event flow. And I don't need to pass any input variable for this example, and this is exactly why the query data source on the calendar is so powerful, because you now have the ability to define interaction when this flow is finished. So for example, add item, and what I will do, I will say, oh, show toast message, thank you, and then event created. Success. Close, and let's add another item. And this one, that's maybe one of the most powerful features of the Avonni component suite, is the refresh query interaction. So basically, when I select refresh query, this will automatically refresh only the calendar when this new flow is finished to integrate the new data I just added with the flow. Save. And now we can done. Click on done, done again, and save the flow. Now we can go on App Builder and drag the flow component on any page and select the flow we'd like to display. So that's the demo calendar query flow. Save, go back. Now I have my list of opportunities. If I'm selecting an opportunity, yeah, I can see related event. It's working perfectly fine. Perfect. Let's select this opportunity. Let's add new event. Demo Avonni video. Select an option. Let's assign to this opportunity. Let's make it today from 4 p.m. to 5. Save. I add the notification message, and now the event is displaying right there on the calendar, live, thanks to the refresh query interaction on finish. So that's really a basic video about how to use the Avonni calendar query data source, how to configure the data source on the Avonni calendar to make sure that the calendar is reactive and can to make sure that the Avonni calendar is reactive and can communicate with other components you have into your screen flow. If you have any question, comment, let me know in the video section just below. Thank you so much.